Can we go to the desktop from here? Yes. So there you go. Just one's mine here. Yeah. Okay. Are we good?
Okay, well, let me know.
I'm just gonna move it out of the way just in case. Actually, see, aquí está. Yo mínimo down here.
So 10C.
Let's see what.
10C to move to the front.
Yes. Read them there?
Mira, look at my little skin. That's, I want some. You don't have to wait.
What time is it? What time? Whoever else is on. Wasn't Eric on? No.
Hi, Sydney. I missed you yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry I couldn't make it.
Makeup.
How is it?
Good, good, good. Very productive.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, I'm out there every day. Yesterday, I'm like, 7.
Today? I can check right now. Yeah, I know. It's fine. Yes. The traffic is really bad. It is. I guess we can put it, you want to put it right after the words? That way. Yep, I guess so. Because 10C is mine. 10C, it belongs to, yeah, well, 10C belongs to me, so.
Good afternoon, board members, college staff, administration, and guests. It's 6:02.
Oh, sorry.
today on the 30th day of October 2024, and I call this meeting of the Laredo College Board of Trustees to order. Mr. Delgado, can we have the prayer? And Mr. Martinez, can we have the Pledge of Allegiance? Please stand.
Loving and gracious God, you are indeed the giver of all good gifts, and we thank you today for all your blessings, for the successful outcomes of our college events, and for our faculty, our staff, and our students. We ask that you bless them abundantly as we continue to seek your wisdom, guidance, courage, and strength. Be with us in our deliberations and help us to be wise in the decisions we make for the good of all those who have placed their trust and our confidence in our leadership. Grant us the insight to lead with integrity so that our decisions may reflect what is right and what is good. Dear Lord, grant us the humility to always seek your will in all that we do and all that we say. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. Mrs. Ramos, could you please call roll?
Yes, ma'am. Lupita Cepeda,
Present.
Jorge J.D. Delgado,
Present.
Jackie Levin Ramos present, Erica Benavides Garcia, present, Cindy Liendo, present, Mercurio Martinez Jr.,
Present.
Esteban Rangel, absent, Karina Elizondo, present, Tita Cantuvela, absent. Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act.
I make a motion for the approval of the minutes of the regular monthly board meeting on the 26th of September of 2024. Madam Chair.
So I have a motion by Mr. Martinez, a second by Ms. Liendo for the approval of the minutes of the regular monthly board meeting of September 26th. Any discussion? None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item we have is public testimony. Do we have anybody? No. Thank you. Next item is number 5, recognition, introduction of personnel and new personnel actions for the month. First item is 5A, recognition of United States Department of Agriculture, Laredo College Promise Scholars, Grad Project, postgraduate recipients, Dr. Diana Ortiz, Ms. Selena Martinez.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, administration, employees, and guests. I'm Diana Ortiz, Vice President of Institutional Advancement, along with... Hi, good evening. My name is Linda Martinez, for the record. Today we come before you to showcase an end of an incredible grant that Laredo College received in 2019. This grant it was made available to our students through the National Institute of Food and Agriculture, also known as NIFA. This grant is called the Laredo College Promise Scholars Grant Project. It was awarded in September 1st of 2019, and if you recall, that was the time of COVID. So we were not able to fully execute the grant funding at the time that was made available to our students. Fortunately, we were able to receive some extensions from the grant in order to make these monies available to more of our students over that timeline. Ms. Linda Martinez is a project director who inherited the project, as well as myself also inheriting the grant, but the goal was to provide students an outlet to focus on careers from food, agricultural, natural resources, or human sciences, further known as FAN. And these students received up to $2,500 per semester while they were here at Laredo College through graduation. The reason that we're here tonight is to provide the last bit of information on this grant. The grant ended August 31st this year, but we were able to award 6 post-secondary scholarships. The amount of and the value of that scholarship is $25,000 per each student that is transitioning to universities supporting this cause. We have Texas A&M at College Station participating, Texas A&M International University participating, and Texas A&M Kingsville participating. We're really excited that we were able to help students here while they were experiencing the journey at Laredo College with some funding, and now continuing to support them as they transition to universities. I'm going to let Ms. Linda Martinez talk to you a little bit about the journey and then recognize the individuals that are here that have received that.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So it's my pleasure to be here and to recognize these students for their hard work that they put in, both as their journey here at Laredo College and transitioning into the university. So to put in perspective, as Dr. Ortiz mentioned, we did award 13 students while they were here up to $2,500 a semester. Of those 13, 9 have graduated with their associate's degree and continued pursuing a degree in animal science and agriculture and biology. 4 of those other students are continuing still forward. They're still here at Laredo College, but they did participate in this grant while we had it. And then of those, we then awarded the 6 students that are here tonight and recognizing them and providing them with a $25,000 scholarship to continue this degree. The purpose of this grant was to encourage Hispanic students to continue on, especially in agriculture, and to have that representation in animal science, in biology. And so this grant was extremely beneficial to these students. And so I am honored that we were able to use this grant and have this to help these students continue on. So it's my honor to recognize some of those students. Some of those students weren't able to be here tonight. Some of them are still at school. One was unfortunately came down with a cold, so she wasn't able to come in. But I still do want to recognize them and give you a little bit about their biography, their journey. And then as I call their names, I'll have them come forward here. So the first recipient of the $25,000 post-secondary scholarship was Raquel Puig. She got she enrolled into College Station. She's currently at Texas A&M College Station. She is a senior studying bioenvironmental science. Throughout her academic career, she has developed a strong foundation in environmental science, focusing on how biological processes can impact and improve environmental health. In addition to her studies, she is an active executive member of an all-female organization through her church, Kappa Theta Beta. This role has also allowed her to learn more about leadership and communication skills while also fostering community and member empowerment. As she approaches graduation in 2025, she is excited to continue her education in dental school, where she plans to combine her passion for environmental science with clinical practice. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it tonight. She hopefully may join us later through Zoom. The next student is Blanca Iguia. She's here tonight. You want to come join? So Blanca is a passionate animal lover that is pursuing a career in veterinary medicine. Blanca graduated from Laredo College in May 2024 and will be attending, or is attending, I should say, Texas A&M University Kingsville this fall. She will be majoring in animal science with a pre-vet concentration. Blanca's goal is to attend veterinarian school and earn a DVM. Blanca loves to educate pet parents by showing them proper pet care. Blanca also loves to help animals in need of care and love by being their voice and advocate for them. She believes that all animals are deserving a healthy and loving life. If you want to, you can say yes. The next student is going to be Angelica Escamilla. So Angelica was born and raised here in Laredo, Texas. She is transferring as a junior to Texas A&M Kingsville. She is currently there and studying in animal science and pursuing her bachelor's degree. She graduated from Laredo College with an associate's degree in 2023. Angelica is also a membership of the Leader in Academic Preparation in STEM, so she is part of the LEAPS organization while she was here at Laredo College. She has conducted research as part of that organization on college students' mental health during COVID-19. Her ultimate goal is to become a veterinarian and provide the best clinical care possible, ensuring the well-being of her furry little friends. All right, our next student is Marina Ornelas. So Marina Ornelas is a first-generation college student. In her free time, she enjoys reading and spending time with friends and family. She grew up helping her grandfather with his chicken and or any livestock he brought home. Growing up in that environment helped her decide what she wanted to study. She graduated high school in 2020. After high school, she became part of the LEAPS program here in Laredo College, where she did research on the purple martins. While in LEAPS, she was able to work alongside her advisor and complete her goals for the associate's degree. After graduating LC, she transferred to Texas A&M Kingsville, where she is currently working on her bachelor's degree. Congratulations. The next student, I don't know if she's here, Emily Flores. I think she was running a little bit late, but I'll go ahead and recognize her. She's a junior studying biology at Texas A&M International University. Her passion includes research, animal welfare, and psychology. In her free time, she enjoys crocheting, doing puzzle, and volunteering. Her goals are to graduate with a Bachelor's of Science and continue the pursuit in wildlife rehabilitation. Specifically, she plans on running her own animal sanctuary where she can provide a safe space for recovering animals and serve as an advocate for animal welfare. Throughout her journey, she looked forward to connecting with other passionate individuals and sharing her experiences with the community. She takes pride in being a recipient of the USDA Post-Secondary Scholarship, which would have not been possible with help of the dedicated LC faculty. This achievement is just one of many milestones that serves as a stepping stone toward achieving her goals. And the last student I wish to recognize, but couldn't be here today because she fell ill, is Flores Renteria. Flores Renteria is pursuing a bachelor's degree in biology at Texas A&M International University. Having previously earned the Associates of Science degree from Laredo College, her academic journey has driven by a keen interest in how food production and agricultural practices impact individual health and communities' well-being. At Laredo College, she has built a strong foundation in scientific principles, which has been essential in her current studies. Her coursework and research at TMU have allowed her to explore the complex relationships between biological sciences, food systems, and public health. She is particularly passionate about understanding how sustainable agriculture practices can enhance food security, improve nutritional outcomes, and contribute to the overall health of communities. She has engaged in research projects examining agricultural practices' effect on food quality and public health, aiming to develop strategies that promote healthier lifestyles and sustainable practices. These experiences have solidified her commitment to addressing these critical issues through scientific research and community engagement. So it is my pleasure and honor to congratulate these students. They have worked tremendously hard. I don't know if any of them want to say a couple of words, or we can just kind of take a picture, but I want to open it up in case they want to say anything. Okay. I don't know if there's any questions, or I just want to.
Chair recognizes Mrs. Ramos.
I just want to say how proud I am.
It's exciting.
And they've done an amazing job. We were able to go to Kingsville and learn a little bit more about their stories and their achievements while in Kingsville, what they're doing, what their goals are, and a lot of them, as they pursue agriculture, animal science, you could see their passion, their love for animals, their love to continue and learning more about these practices, and you just see their dedication into their field.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Chair recognizes.
Excellent.
Before I recognize you, I want to recognize Mr. Esteban Rangel has joined our meeting, and Mrs. Tita Vela has joined.
Thank you, ma'am.
Chair recognizes Mr. Laredo.
Just wanted to individually say congratulations, and how, just as Ms. Ramos had mentioned, it's exciting to see these things, especially those individuals such as yourselves that are looking into going into the veterinarian career field, so to speak. All I ask is that, of course, that you come back. Come back and be as successful as you can be, just as you got your start here at Laredo College, and help out as far as with the needs that we have in this community. So congratulations. This is a huge accomplishment on your part, and we can't wait to see what the future holds for all of y'all.
Ms. Elizondo, did you want to say something? I saw you raise your hand.
No, thank you.
Okay.
I didn't.
Anyone else?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let's go ahead and
Thank
take a
you.
picture with him.
Take a picture when I
All
come
right.
back.
No names. I have this certificate to Ms. Yep. This yours, young lady? All right, well, congratulations. Okay. Well, we'll show it off. All right. Okay.
So, and I have all of you guys, the little box right now. Here. There's a little bit of a. I know, I'm so sorry.
Are we okay?
Right over here, right behind. Yes. Right there. Here. And that's good. Good. A little, there we go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And last one. 3, 2. Got
I was at work. I was trying to finish up the report because we had a cabinet and it just takes half a day just doing that.
Okay, the next item is 5B, Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, Apply Texas Advisory Committee Selection, Dr. Fred Solis and Ms. Jessica Trevino.
Madam President, President Ramirez, colleagues, before I call in the selected individual, I do want to give a little bit of context as to the significance of this nomination. Apply Texas provides a central website through which individuals can complete and submit admission applications to all Texas colleges and universities. To accomplish its mission, Apply Texas relies on the guidance of the Apply Texas Advisory Committee, whose purpose is to provide feedback on application forms, procedures to the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. Some of the tasks that are assigned to the committee are to provide technical and functional revisions to the Apply Texas system, develop training materials for the same system, recommend admission policies to the legislature, and other activities for maintaining the system. Tonight, it gives me a great pleasure to present and congratulate one of LC's own, Mr. Jorge Dimas, our admissions director, for being named to serve on this advisory committee for the next 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jorge Dimas.
Jorge Dimas, Director of Admissions, for the record. Thank you for this opportunity. I would want to actually start by saying thank you to Dr. Solis, to definitely Ms. Jessica Trevino, Dr. Ramirez for this opportunity. I think this actually speaks volumes of the work that the Office of Admissions and definitely the team is doing. All I can say is definitely, board, you have my honor and definitely commitment to be the representation of South Texas and definitely Laredo College to really make an impact and definitely for Laredo College in the map. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, thank you.
Sorry.
The next item is 5C, Introduction of Personnel Actions. Dr. Minita Ramirez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I am honored and privileged to introduce our new employees. We have as I call your name, will you please come to the front and then we'll take a picture with the board. Technology Support Specialist, Pablo A. Martinez. I don't know if y'all want to come to the middle so we're not standing there alone. Staff Accountant 1, Nancy M. Valadez. Instructional Assistant for Transportation Technology at the South Campus, Karina Benavides. And then we have a couple of promotions. Lead Help Desk Technician, Tony Garcia III. Thank you, Tony, for always answering my call. CTEL Director, Center for Teaching Excellence and Learning, Michelle Perez. We all have heard Michelle present numerous times here, and so we're really excited to have her come on board in this leadership role. Academic Advisor, Olga I. Lozano. Thank you to all of you for heeding the call and wanting to be part of this team. To our new employees, welcome to the Palomino family. We're really glad you're here, and to our current employees, we're really glad you're here too. So thanks for being here.
And I'm gonna leave. A little bit more, so you. Oh, yeah, there we go. Just like that. All right. Now. There we go. That's perfect. Come on. Let me try the bedroom. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Next.
Thank you and welcome. Next item is the Faculty Senate Report, Dr. Gilbert Martinez.
Thank you, Honorable Trustees, President Ramirez, Gilberto Martinez, Faculty Senate President for the record. I have a short report today. First of all, I want to thank everyone who's involved in the faculty employee luncheon that was held on October 18th. We always like to be recognized, and feel free to keep on having them once a month. That's great. But speaking of that, we're also looking forward to our first fall faculty mixer. And of course, everyone is invited, everyone is working, sorry. And hopefully we'll get to converse and gather there. And lastly, I just wanted to say that we want to support item 10C and item 10D. We're very excited of adding these two programs to our college. I know that they've worked really hard on creating these two programs, and we can see the excitement in our students when we tell them, hey, this is coming, and finally they see that it's coming. And I know you won't have you'll have many students to lining up to be part of these two programs, adding to the ones that we already have. So we fully support it and ask for your support as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gill.
Thank you.
No hat.
The next item is number 7, Laredo College Student Government Association Report, Mr. Raimundo Gonzalez.
Good evening, everyone. Raimundo Gonzalez, Laredo College Student Government Association President for the record. Good evening, Board of Trustees. Good evening, Dr. Ramirez, Laredo College President, and good evening to everyone else present. So I'm going to give you guys a little recap of what the Student Government Association has been up to. And let me just tell you, we've been a little busy. So first and foremost, we did hold our officer installation ceremony on September 27th of 2024. As you can see, we've been updating our social medias, and these are the officers that did get sworn in that day. Now, we have also sworn in some additional officers since that time, but yes. Now, last meeting, if you recall, I was wearing a sombrero. That exact day, right after this meeting, we did go as a collective to give Cancer the boot at a gala, which we were invited to participate in because of their impressions in our loteria that we hosted in order for a fundraiser for Cancer Research Hospital, which is MD Anderson, located in Austin, Texas. And that's us as a collective having fun. It was a very nice event, so really nice to get out there. Now, on October 30th, 2024, we did have our Sacred Heart tie-dye, and this was assisted by our SGA officers, in which we had children come from the Sacred Heart family. They came over here, they brought them here, and then they had the ability to go on a little trick-or-treat. And in addition to that, we gave them a little experience of Welcome Week, which is basically, if you're not familiar, Welcome Week is the first week that students are coming back during the fall semester. One of the primary activities that we do have during Welcome Week is our Palomino tie-dye event, in which we give them a white t-shirt with a Palomino logo, which is a blank canvas, and they can go ahead and tie-dye the shirt in which however they please, right? And it was a success. In addition to that, the children actually got a couple of words from myself as the president of the Student Government Association, and a little bit of advice, right? So when it is their turn to come to college, what should they be looking forward to, and what can help them get through it? Now, a really important event to those of you who are standing right in front of me was the Board of Trustees Town Hall. This event was a success, and from the bottom of our hearts, and from on behalf of the Student Government Association, we want to give a big thank you to Ms. Lupita Cepeda and Mr. Jorge J.D. Delgado for your participation in this town hall. It's really nice to see your participation. We love it. And it's awesome for us to collaborate with you all in this sense. And we wish you the best of luck during your campaigning season. And in addition to that, on behalf of the student government, we're just so grateful that you did come to the event. And obviously you had the opportunity to answer some very important questions that had been on our mind. And I'm sure some of the community members also had the questions themselves. So again, thank you for your participation. It is much appreciated. Next up is Fall Fest, and everyone knows what Fall Fest is, obviously. Fall Fest is always a ton of fun, and this year SGA decided to partner up with Laredo College Workforce Development Center to participate in their booth and promote a little bit of their services in conjunction with promoting the Student Government Association's duties, right? So we assisted, we collaborated. Ultimately, it was a success. And we're extremely grateful to Ms. Denise Flores, which is the Director of Workforce Development Center, for allowing us to participate and reaching out to us. It was a lot of fun, and we appreciate these opportunities. Now, on October 23rd and October 24th, we did host a breast cancer awareness event, which is open to students, in which we set up a booth in the Kazin Student Center here at Fort McIntosh, and in the Billy Hall Jr. at the South Campus, and we gave away pink glazed donuts, and we had a little balloon, like a little balloon tower. It was really nice. In addition, the Student Government Association also did a little activity in which we created ribbons from scratch that they could pin, that the people could pin onto their shirts or whatever they were wearing that day. And events like these were truly appreciated from the student body, because a lot of them had either struggled through this type of cancer themselves, or they knew someone who was struggling with the cancer. So there was a lot of thank yous, there was a lot of heart-to-heart talks, and the fact that we were out there advocating and spreading awareness, I'm just really thankful for opportunities like these. And in addition, I'm thankful to my members who are always there, they're very dedicated and willing to assist in these sorts of events. Now, let's face it, there's no such thing as a perfect constitution, is there? There really isn't. There's so many loopholes. Sometimes there's a couple of things that you think might go right. They don't always go right, right? Unfortunately, our constitution is a little bit in shambles, right? I guess you could say it that way. So we actually created a constitution task force, and we did approve this last official business meeting. And we have been meeting once a week on Wednesdays at 6. Not today because I had this meeting, but we've been meeting and we've been promoting amendments to the Constitution so that when we have our official business meetings, we can approve the motions and approve the amendments. So big things to come, and we're really excited for the Constitution Task Force approval, because this is going to really, really take us to the next level in our ability to do things here on campus. And up next, we do have our e-learning scary stories, which e-learning reached out to us so that we can help participate. And us as the SGA are hosting a interdepartmental Palomino trick or treat, in which we took some funds from our budget, we bought some candy, we split it up as evenly as we could, and then we distribute it to multiple departments on campus. And the idea is that we're going to help promote those departments by getting students to go to them because of the candy, right? And then subliminally, we're trying to get them to get to know the department so that they see who they are, they recognize it, they learn about the departments, it's fun, they get candy, they know about SGA. So that's one of the events that's going to actually happen tomorrow. We're really looking forward to that. And on November 2nd, which is this Saturday, we have been asked to volunteer for the Alzheimer's Walk. We will be there. We're going to be handing out waters. So if you're walking, don't worry. We're going to be the ones to give you the water. So we don't want you to pass out on us. Don't worry. It'll be fine. We also do have Arbor Day on November 9th, in which we're going to go to Independence Park. We're going to plant some trees as a collective, in addition with community members. We're really looking forward to that. Right up my alley. If you knew anything about my campaign, it was campus beautification, all about planting trees, planting all sorts of things. So this is right up my alley, and we're really thankful. Now, a really important conference that we do have coming up next is Texas Junior College Student Government Association Region 6 Conference. This is going to be on November 7th. Unfortunately, it is going to be a virtual conference, but we're really looking forward to this. And just so you know, us being a part of the Texas Junior College Student Government Association, I know it's a mouthful, I'll refer to it as TJISCA from now on, is just an example of how we are part of much bigger things than just here in the college. Right. So we have members that are representatives in our organization that not only represent us, but we actually represent Region 6 as a collective just from our college, right? So it's a really nice thing to see. And just so you know, we're out there and we're making sure that people know who LC is and what we do. Other than that, I want to thank you for giving me our time and giving our student government our time. And yes,
The pumpkins.
I'm sorry?
Your pumpkins.
The pumpkin, like the pumpkin patch? Yes. So we actually did help out student life. We volunteered, and as you can see, there's a beautiful pumpkin patch right in front of the case and in between the library. It's absolutely stunning. If you haven't gone to take your family and take some photos, do it soon, because tomorrow we're actually having an event which is called Spooktacular, hosted by the Office of Student Life, in which the students are going to be able to grab their own pumpkins, and they're going to grab them right from there. They're going to take them inside, and they're going to be able to paint them. We're going to provide the paint. We're going to provide a bunch of different things that they can decorate their pumpkins with, and it's going to be a really good time. And actually, a big thank you to South Texas Food Bank, who donated over half of those pumpkins that you see. So we're really thankful for them, and it's really nice to be partnering up with other organizations. It's a mutual benefit. We help them, they help us, and ultimately we help the community together. So.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Mr. Rangel and then Mr. Delgado.
Thank you. President Gonzalez, first of all, I do want to apologize for not attending your forum. Dr. Martinez did notify me via email. I did confirm I was going to go. Sadly, I work for LISD. We had a very important board meeting. I could not miss it and had to do a lot with my operational departments. So I'm sorry I couldn't go. I was planning on attending. I'm sorry. Please tell the rest of your board that I do apologize for not attending. I'm a very firm believer on what you all do. Your all's input and questions is very important for candidates, right? So I'm very sorry that I didn't attend, and I'm very happy to see that my colleagues did decide to go. I know that they also understand the meaning of the importance of hearing what you all might seem as like important, or might seem as something that we might have to face or something. So I'm very happy that my colleagues went, and I applaud them for doing that. But I do apologize for not going. I'm sorry, sir.
Mr. Delgado?
I think that's very nice of Trustee Esteban to buy the entire Student Government Association pizza at That's just wonderful. But for the most part, I just want to say my hat's off to you. I think everything that you've shown, not only from what you've done in the past and even today, but also what you plan on doing in the future is simply amazing. I think you definitely hit the ground running, and it shows the type of effort and determination that you have in running the Student Government Association, along with all your colleagues. And my hat's off to you, because it's really awesome what you're doing. And as far as the forum, just as Mr. Rangel mentioned, it was a great forum. My wife and my daughter definitely enjoyed it. It's the first time my daughter saw me kind of speaking, and she got scared, and now she only wants to talk in a microphone. So, but I think in the essence of that forum, it shows how involved each and every one of you are in this institution. which us up here as volunteers, being here a couple of times a month, knowing the inner workings as far as with what goes on, especially our fiduciary duty to the college, knowing how much of an effort and dedication that y'all put into it really speaks volumes, and I thank you for all your dedication that you do. So congratulations again.
Thank you so much, JD. And as to you, Mr. Rangel, no worries. For any of us that know anything about economics, opportunity cost is a real thing, right? It's very real. I feel it myself. Totally understandable. We appreciate you giving us your sorries, your apologies, and just know they are not necessary. We understand.
And the pizza.
So, and the pizza. No.
Now on the spot.
But yes, thank you so much. And
We have it on record now, the pizza party, okay?
on record.
So thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. I really enjoyed the forum that you had. You had very good questions that you asked us, and I'm happy that I was able to participate and answer your questions. And thank you for everything that you continue doing for our Student Government Association.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr. Ramos.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to move 10C, which is approval of a Bachelor of Applied Science in Health, Exercise, and Athletic Rehabilitation Therapy, HEART. Dr. Armando Perez and other colleagues will be presenting, and so I'd like to make a motion to move it up to before the board committee reports. Thank
So I
you.
have a motion by Ms. Ramos to move up 10C, and I have a second by Ms. Liendo. Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So 10C is approval of the Bachelor of Applied Science in Health, Exercise, and Athletic Rehabilitation Therapy, HEART. Dr. Armando Perez.
Good evening. My name is Armando Perez. I serve as the current chairperson for the Department of Kinesiology.
Dr. Perez,
Yes.
may we bring the faculty up with you, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all want to do the presentation? And I think Mr. Rangel is going to give us the extra pizza that's left over. We definitely appreciate it. We may eat kinesiology, but we still like to eat the good stuff.
I heard him say it, don't worry, I got you.
So I'm here before you all to seek approval for a new Bachelor of Applied Science in Health, Exercise, and Athletic Rehabilitation Therapy, the BASS HEART program, so we're calling it. I do want to recognize there's two people who are not here. One of them is taking care of their sick child, and the other one has about less than 1 year old baby. So our instructional assistant, which is really the heart of the department, Ms. San Juanita Aguilar, our kinesiology instructor, Ms. Erica De Leon, and then we have these three gentlemen, Dr. Jorge Coronado, he's our resident athletic trainer. Coach Randy Gonzalez, he is our resident exercise physiologist, a water safety instructor, first aid instructor, generally knows everybody and everything related to kinesiology, as well as Dr. Romo, Dr. Rafael Romo, he's our resident sports psychologist, and again, he has been around here since, well, it's an internal joke, but since many, many years ago. So he definitely knows what he's talking about, and he knows all about the program. So before I continue, I do want to mention that kinesiology, I know in the past, many people have heard the word kinesiology, and it's either, what is that? Or, oh, you're talking about PE. Both of those are wrong, right? So kinesiology considered the new PE, right? Kinesiology really is a science-based field, a STEM field. It is a broad field that really encompasses the foundation for any type of allied health or health career. And so we're really excited about providing this degree to our students because there is a demand for medical professionals, for allied health professionals here in Laredo, surrounding areas, and really the state of Texas. So according to Texas Market Labor, we're looking at the next 8 years, approximately 20% or so increased demand for these types of careers that students in this program, when they graduate, would be qualified to take on. So that is a huge amount of jobs that will be available. And again, we're hoping that these students will go out for a while and then come back to Laredo and go ahead and give back to this community, because definitely we all know, either parents or grandparents, uncles, aunts, even ourselves, we do need a lot of services here in Laredo. All right, so our program, really, it's kind of broad enough to get different segments of the kinesiology field. So we're looking at students getting into the program between 0 hours all the way through associate's degrees, Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, and the AAS degree. And once they're in this cohort, they're going to take a rigorous set of classes that will give them a great foundation on kinesiology, biomechanics, sports psychology, health and wellness, movement science. And then the students are going to have an opportunity to choose one of 2 tracks. They can either choose the health and exercise track, which is going to prepare them for entry into the workforce upon completion, or if they want to continue on for a master's degree in kinesiology, exercise science, performance psychology, sport management. And the other avenue that the students can take is going to be the athletic rehabilitation track. And this will prepare the students to be ready to enter graduate school in fields such as athletic trainers, chiropractors, physical therapists, doctor of occupational therapists, and all these related fields. So that is our goal, is to prepare these students either for the direct entry into the workforce, or to get them ready for graduate school for master's degree and doctorate degrees in the allied health fields. Right. So within the program, we will be offering different certifications, again, depending on the student, but we will have possibilities for personal trainers, rider safety instructors, strength and conditioning, digital wellness, health coaches. So there's going to be a gamut of opportunities for our students to get additional certifications prior to their bachelor's degree, so that they are even more ready for the workforce, more prepared for a graduate school. Right. And we've been working with a few universities. Oh, sorry to be kind of backtrack. Our projected cost for the first year, it's about $250,000. It may sound like a lot, but it really, when you think about it, it's really a one-time cost. A lot of things for equipment that we need for the athletic rehab part, and also for a line item for a kinesiology instructor to go ahead and help us out. Because as you can tell, we are a small department. There's 4 of us, myself, so 5 of us. We're very small, but we are very impactful in what we do. So definitely the additional help would be great, so that we can meet the demands of both our traditional LC students, our dual students, and hopefully these new cohort of students that will be in the Bachelor's of Applied Science degree. We have been talking to different universities. Some of them are listed there. And the general feedback we've been getting is very positive, both from students and from the universities. We have close to about 800 students that we have surveyed in the past year that have expressed interest in the program. And so that is a very huge number. We're hoping even just 10% of those students, qualify academically and pass the admissions process, the interview screening to get into our program, because obviously we want to make sure that we get great students, so that when they graduate, enter the workforce or enter graduate school, they are prepared and they represent LC, and then that will bring us even more students. As a matter of fact, I was speaking to a director just this morning who emphasized that one of her current cohorts from another college has been dropping out. Their dropout rate has been very high, and so she was asking me questions about how we plan to get our students prepared. So we had a little dialogue. And her response was, if you get these students in and they do perform as you're saying, we're going to be more than happy to tell our students to perhaps come over here and take some classes as well. Because that is one of the things that they're seeing, is the lack of preparation. And so they're very impressed with the course sequence that we have and the amount of different targets that we're doing, both on the physical side, the mental side, the general overall, kinesiology preparation. So we do have about 7 universities right now that we're in talks. We're in the signing process, the legal part, the signatures. And we have a few more universities that we've reached out to, and we've begun communications with them. But I'm not ready to put their names just because we are in the initial phases, right? And, but I think this shows that we have a strong demand for our program, with these universities wanting to come on board and partner with us. And one university actually has suggested that maybe perhaps we can do a 3+2 type of partnership, where their senior year, they can go ahead and transfer out and then get those credits back. So a reverse transfer, get a bachelor's, 1 year towards a master's degree, and so save them 1 year of time. And so that is something that we're also going to try to explore, to give our students opportunities to get into the field, make some money, help out the community, and, reward them with a pizza from Mr. Frank. I'm sorry, it's gonna be it. I'm gonna have to go get pizza. Triple pepperoni, please. I don't know if there's any questions that I can answer for you all.
You're gonna make me pay for this pizza now.
Any questions? Chair recognizes Mr. Rangel.
On this item, I just really want to commend staff from your department all the way to Dr. Ramirez. First of all, the acronym is really cool. Honestly, I really loved it. When Dr. Maricela went ahead and told us on our meeting, I thought it was really cool. But I just want to go ahead and commend staff. I work for the school district, so I understand the need for this. We are struggling really bad without having, what is it called?
Athletic trainers.
Trainers. I mean, we always hear, that, the athletic department is hurting a lot. So I'm hoping this is a little pathway to be able to help our community, and especially it's a very good career, very pays well, and great benefits and everything. So I want to commend you and your staff. Thank you all for what you do. And of course, Dr. Minita, please tell everybody what they're, how much of an impact this is going to be for Laredo College and our community as a whole.
And I would like to mention how Dr. Romo has been in touch with some LISD principals. I don't want to mention names just in case, right? But we are in talks of maybe forming a little partnership with our graduates to help out a little bit on the athletic training side. Not going to get into too many details. As far as the acronym, believe me, I believe it was over 100 and something acronyms. And I would send them emails all the time. Okay, vote for your top these. Let's narrow it down. So it felt like we were on one of those reality shows where we're, voting off the weakest link. Yeah. And we finally ended up with it's a really cool acronym. And at the very last minute, we changed the T from from training to therapy. With Dr. Coronado, we're discussing how best it would be. So love it. It was a long process, but it was really good.
Which you were mentioning about last time, there is a great need in Brody High School, Hebbronville, all the surrounding areas.
Yeah.
We really need them out there.
Yeah, so we're struggling a lot. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr. Delgado.
I want to emphasize the value of introducing this bachelor's degree. This program reflects a forward-looking vision for our institution, for our college, for our community college, and one that recognizes the demand in the health sciences and exercise rehabilitation fields, which obviously has been mentioned, it's crucial to our community's well-being, to the workforce, and to everybody as a whole. We're creating new opportunities for students to gain specialized skills that meet the needs of the healthcare and fitness sectors. And my hat's off to each and every one of you for the hard work and dedication that y'all put into this, because I know it's not easy. I know it's not cheap either. You get pizza at the end, right? I think this program aligns obviously with our mission, that we need to be responsive to the needs of our region and provide the education for actual real-world experience. And real-world relevance, for that matter. These steps reinforce our commitment to offering quality, career-oriented education, ensuring that Laredo College remains a source of growth, innovation, and opportunity for students and community members alike. And I think that needs to be the main focus of what it is that we do, and more so what you all do on a daily basis. And I thank you wholeheartedly for everything that you do. So thank you again.
Chair recognizes Mrs. Ramos.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Bachelor of Applied Science in Health, Exercise, and Athletic Rehabilitation Therapy, HART.
Second. So I have a motion by Mrs. Ramos, I have a second by Ms. Liendo. Any more discussion? We want to recognize Dr. Ramirez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to thank the fellas, well, the entire group, but when I started, I said, wait a minute. We have all of you in one department and we don't have a bachelor's degree? I said, figure it out. And Dr. Marisela really pushed hard on all of them, and Dr. Perez really took the reins and said, we gotta figure this out, because she keeps asking me every time I would see him and say, so where's my bachelor's? And I would ask him, where's my bachelor's? And so I want to thank you all for accepting the challenge and for really putting your heart into this. And I know you did. And so the title is fitting, because I know that for all of you, this is more than a job.
Yeah.
This is your life's work. And so you deserve this bachelor's degree. You deserve to be at the helm of this. And our students deserve the very best, and you are the very best our community can offer. So thank you all for everything that you do. It really, really is going to change the lives of many of our students, so thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr.
I just want to
Martinez.
make this observation. Unquestionably, you're going to make us real proud. And I certainly want to commend you for what you already have done. And we're all looking forward to what I know you will be able to achieve. Without question, you have our support all the way, 100%.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Anyone else?
Wait, we gotta-
Wait, we have one. So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. It's been approved. Thank you again, gentlemen. We do recognize all your hard work that you do for Laredo College. I also like to take this opportunity to thank our board, all our board members for, considering this bachelor. Now this will be our third already for Laredo College. So we have, as a board, we've taken the college to the next level. So thank you, board members. You all deserve a pat on the back. I really appreciate all your hard work that you continue doing for our college. Thank you, gentlemen.
Madam Chair.
Chair recognizes Dr. Ramirez.
And just to let you know, at this point, we now will submit our request to the coordinating board for the program, and then it will go to SACS. So hopefully by next fall. Thank you.
Okay.
I know you're going to do an exceptional work. No question about it. I congratulate That's wonderful. Thank you, and congratulations. And I know you're going to do an exceptional. No question about it. Ah, okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Big smile. Another one. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
And get you. I honestly,
You don't have it at one of the LA's discourse courses?
yeah, so that, and then I've been trying to catch up, I've been getting on the work and late and everything.
Consent agenda.
Don't know.
I'm going to go back to number 8, board committee reports. 8A is finance and audit committee meeting report, Mr. Jorge Delgado.
Do you want me to bring it up?
Oh, okay.
Madam.
So, Chair recognizes Mr. Rangel.
Yeah, well, yes, ma'am. Now that we're on that note, can I motion to bring up item 10D, the approval of the Bachelor's of Applied Technology and Data Analyst, Mr. Perez and Dr. Hernandez.
Okay, so I have a motion by Mr. Rangel and I have a second by Mr. Delgado. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
So the next item is 10D, approval of the Bachelor of Applied Technology and Data Analytics, Mr. Tecuan Perez and Dr. Heriberto Hernandez.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Ramirez, colleagues, Heriberto Hernandez, Associate Provost. At last night's program policy committee meeting, I presented an overview of the Bachelor of Applied Technology in Data Analytics and the proposal. Today we have Mr. Tecuan Perez, who provided a bit more insight into this bachelor's, and we're actually joking right now that it's a hard group to follow, and we feel like the nerds and the techies.
Easy.
But I do want to recognize Mr. Tecuan Perez because it's through his hard work and efforts that this Bachelor's of Applied Technology is even possible. At times, I think that he's cloned himself into 3 or 4 because of just so much that he does. He's not only the director of the Computer Science and Technology department, but is also one of the main faculty members that teaches the cybersecurity program, and he's led the charge on this bachelor's, right? So definitely through his hard work that we feel comfortable offering this bachelor's of applied technology because it depends a lot on the feeder programs that we have towards the bachelor's. And due to his tremendous efforts, he's completely turned around the trajectory of the department, and we feel comfortable that there's more than enough students that will lead into this Bachelor of Applied Technology. So without further ado, I'll sign it over to Mr. Perez.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'll go ahead and, I guess, get started, right? We don't have a really cool name for ours. We're looking for one.
We'll think of some.
Yeah, maybe we'll think of one, or come up with something, a nickname for something. So it is the Bachelor of Applied Technology and Data Analytics. So kind of coming from this, we were looking for something, right? We were told, hey, there's a bat, figure something out, right? So we went looking into it and kind of seeing what opportunities were out there. We had several fields, right? We teach cloud networking as well as cybersecurity, and those were potentially opportunities. The issue that we found with those is that if we went to those fields, it would kind of isolate only those fields, right? Other students wouldn't be able to transition into them. So we're looking for one that would kind of encompass all our students from different areas. Multiple ones could go in there. There's some skill set that they still need to learn, right? So we were understanding that that's where we're going in. During our research, we found that data science and data analytics is becoming a growing field. It's huge, right? Most of you are somewhat aware of all the how we're being monitored by all the big tech companies, and they're gathering data and anticipating stuff and doing predictive analysis. with the onset of AI and machine learning now, they're able to analyze a lot of stuff and come up with a lot of conclusions. So that is a growing field, and it's going a lot of different places. So we thought that would be a good way or a good avenue that our students could take. And it does have some similarities to a lot of the courses that we're already teaching, right? A lot of the data needs to be secured. There does need to be networking support, as well as most of it is now happening in the cloud. So those are already content that we're already teaching. So it was a good transition from this field. As we were researching it, we did find out that it's booming, right? There's an anticipation of roughly about 60% growth in the future. That equates, we saw averages between 140,000 to 190,000 job openings within the next couple of years, and that's anticipated to grow. There is a huge gap between the skill sets that potential employees have and the skill sets that businesses are demanding. Right? There's just a gap in there, and so we're hoping that this degree will fill that gap. We're hoping that students will be able to come in through here, right, come through our programs, get associate degrees through our programs, and then transition into this, and hopefully find lucrative employment out in the field. So it does encompass a lot of things, right? There are several areas within it, right? The students have to be able to collect the data, analyze the data, crunch the numbers, and then be able to explain that in an effective manner to people that perhaps don't have the background. So communication and the ability to turn this data into viable actionable information is very important. We are looking at incorporating a lot of programming skills, so the students will learn a lot of programming background, they'll learn a lot of database skills, so they'll understand how to store the data, how to extrapolate it, pull it all out, move it around. And then one of the kind of innovative areas that we're looking at is applying machine learning and artificial intelligence to this, so that you can actually identify trends and be able to predict things that you can find through the data. We've gone to several conferences involving it, and we recently went to a partnership with University of Texas at Arlington, where they were actually applying machine learning and AI to extrapolate weather patterns for predicting weather things that were happening, temperatures, water streams, the water levels, and everything like that. And so it was very interesting because then the reports started coming out from the Texas government that, hey, we're out of water, right? And so now they're having to borrow from Mexico and all that stuff. And so when we went there, we had actually been able to predict that even before it had been announced. So there's a lot of utility for data analytics and statistical analysis. So very good, right? A lot of good skills, but it does take some learning, right? So we're hoping that the courses that we're introducing, which is roughly about 10 of them, will prepare the students for that. They're going to be a lot of project-based courses. We're going to try to stay in the lane of really having the students apply hands-on skills. So they're going to be working on a lot of these, applying pretty much what we say and doing it in actual practice, executing it either in the cloud or in the classroom with actual equipment. So because of that, we're going to need, we're going to request approval for the first year for a cost estimate about $225,000. Sorry. This will be needed for hiring new staff, right? We are currently 4 faculty, not including myself, teaching 3 programs that are pretty much bursting at the gills, right? We're full up. Most of our staff are teaching a lot of overloads. As you've noticed, they're not here. One of them recently had a child, and so he's at home helping his wife, and then the other 3 are currently right now teaching a lot of the courses. So we do need the additional help. We will also need additional software and equipment to be able to meet the demands for the program. So we're asking for approval for that so that we can leverage these resources to better improve the program. So we have been talking with some partner institutions to help with this, right, to identify pathways. All of these institutions do have master's programs that the students will be able to transition into. We've worked with them and we found articulation agreements as well as teach-out agreements that if something were to happen in our program, several of them would allow the students to be able to finish out in their area. So hopefully we're covering all the bases. I'm pretty sure those are all of them. I'm trying to think if there's anything else really quickly. No, that's it from the, I don't know if there are any questions. I know that was not as.
Do we have any questions? Chair recognizes Mr. Rangel and then Mrs. Ramos.
Just real quick, congratulations as well. You know, again, this is something, I mean, technology is evolving every day as we speak. So this is just a great program for, again, for our community, our school districts, to help them have another pathway give them another pathway on where they would want to go. So once again, congratulations. This is something great. Dr. Minita, Dr. Tijerina, Dr. Hernandez, like all of you, all your staff, thank you so much for what you do. Honestly, this is great work.
And I'll get pizza too.
Yeah.
Madam Chair and fellow board members, we talked about this last night at the Program and Policy Committee, and I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry because I was so excited. I can't express how proud I am of everybody, because this is our fourth bachelor's, and we've come a long way, but there's so much more to go, and the fact that we work as a team together and make things happen is what makes Laredo College great. Our kids deserve it. They need it. We need to give this to them, and it's important because when we're no longer here, we will have this as a legacy, as a testament. Our bachelor's degrees coming to play as being a part of our system allows the community to be more participatory with what their decisions they might be to get degrees. And neither one of the 4 degrees is more important than the other. I think they're all going to be very valuable to our community, because there's different types of students that are going to want to utilize these types of degrees. I would like to learn more about technology if I was a young student in high school. I would like to learn more about kinesiology if that was my interest. And so all of the bachelors are going to play a great pivotal role. It is mind-blowing that in 10 short years, and I call it short because for me it's long, but in 10 short years, we have come to the fourth bachelor's. And so I'm very proud of the administration, the staff, the faculty, yourselves, the ones that are at the heart of it and working really hard to make this come to fruition, right? We are here and we hear you and we listen, and we're the first line of defense as far as the approval. But ultimately, the work has already been done, right? You all toiled and put things together and came up with a good acronyms, right? I'm going to call this the BAT, right? So I'm very proud, and it makes me very happy that we have come this far. Thank you so much for everything, and for the administration and the staff and the faculty. I'm super happy. I'm sorry, I get really emotional.
Madam Chair,
Chair recognizes Mr. Martinez.
I too want to follow up the observation that have been made 10 years ago. Nothing like this was ever thought about. Yet, with your initiative and the manner in which the far sight of the visionary approach, I certainly want to commend you. I certainly want to congratulate you and your committee, your team, and this institution, Laredo College, without question, is progressing at a completely, totally different level than what was at one time Laredo Junior College. No question about it. So, in behalf of myself, and I'm sure in behalf of all members of the Board of Trustees, we not only congratulate you, but we're very proud of you and the success and the manner in which you have approached this new technology. So we certainly wish you great success, and I know you will achieve that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to approve?
Second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Rangel, I have a second by Mr. Delgado. Any more discussion? None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Chair recognizes Dr. Ramirez.
We'd like to take a picture again with the team, with Dr. Mr. Tecuani and Dr. Tijerina and Dr. Heriberto Hernandez. But again, this gives us permission to submit our proposal to the coordinating board and then to SACS for approval. And our hope is to kick off with the first group in next fall of 25, assuming that we get all of the approvals. But again, I want to thank Mr. Tecuani. He's on his way to his doctorate, almost. We're pushing, on top of everything else, he's working on his doctorate. So thank you for being so diligent. Thank you, Dr. Tijerina and Dr. Hernandez, for supporting him and pushing him, but your entire faculty, because I know this is, for you all, it's also been a labor of love. So thank you all. I thank you on behalf of all the students that are waiting for this degree. Because you're going to make it happen. Thank you.
And it's so moving. How's your color? Good work, everybody. Yes.
Big smile. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Mexico.
This is very cool.
Yeah.
One more to go. Yeah.
I got here. And she never tried.
Thank you again to Dr. Marisela Rodriguez Tijerina, Dr. Hernandez, Mr. Perez, soon to be Dr. Perez. Thank you very much for doing this. Thank you again, board members, for continuing to work together and continuing to approve the different things that we continue doing. We're up to now 4 bachelors, which when I started 6 years ago, we did not have any. So it's very impressive, and thank you again for everything that you continue doing for Laredo College. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the board committee reports. 8A, Finance and Audit Committee Meeting Report, Mr. Jorge Delgado.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair. Move on quickly and summarize as far as what a great committee meeting that we had, and we were grateful to have in attendance not only our great President Lupita Cepeda, but we also had Judge Mercurio Martinez present as well. One of the first items that we'll go over on the consent agenda is in regards to matching funds for a donor's request, and this is you're saying this wrong, but a repeat donor? Yeah, all right. We're definitely grateful of course, for all of our donors and for their generosity in which they continue to give, to which we in turn give towards our students. We actually went over certain fees that will go over on the consent agenda in regards to student incidentals, alumni fees that are going to be added and included. But also I want to give my hats off to the administration and Dr. Fred Solis and Dr. Diana Ortiz and Dr. Marisela Tijerina for going over, I know it's a long catalog in regards to all the fees that are on there, making sure that we update them, more importantly for our students. Next, we went over our quarterly investment report, which in short, it's going great. One of the things, aside from a lot of the upgrades in regards to technology that we went over and we renewed, one of the things that I want to point to, and which will be obviously on the consent agenda, is in regards to the timely telehealth, which is for unlimited on-demand emotional support and crisis management access for the Laredo College student. While this expense does, I shouldn't even say that it's high, but I think it's I think to anybody, it would be a large expense to say the least, but I think it's something that's well worth it for our students. More importantly, especially nowadays where we actually have the discussion in regards to mental health, but at the end of the day, making sure that we take care of our students. And so I was grateful to be in that committee, to hear that presentation, and that we're able to bring this up to the entire board, because it's definitely something that we need. We need to make sure that we give that to our students and making sure to give them that foundation, so to speak, for help at the end of the day. And something about Esteban's pizza party. No, sorry, I retract that. And that is all. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Delgado. Next item is 8B, Building Committee Meeting Report. Mr. Mercurio Martinez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Angel has asked if he can make the presentation in my behalf, so certainly he will have the floor. Is that all right with you? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge Martinez. And just FYI, I was in the building committee meeting too. So no pizza for you, sir. Anyhow, I'm going to go pretty fast on these. It wasn't a lengthy agenda, but we talked about two projects that are coming up. The Veterans Project, 1.4 million. All of that, we have that one, and we also discussed on the demolition of the P7 and 8. That's going to run us around 200,000. That money is coming from the deferred maintenance account. We also discussed about the Maravillo Gym boilers. It's going to cost us around 430,000 to replace those for the Maravillo Gym. We discussed about the Lerma Peña roofing, the roofing that we're going to be doing around close to 668,000. It's American contractor that is giving us, is going to be doing that work. They're giving us a 20-year warranty with a 2-year warranty under the contractors. It's around 20,000 square feet that we're looking at. And the last item we discussed was the property on Clark, the Salinas property.
J.C. Martin.
The J.C. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge. We should. It's pretty much open. We're accepting bids, and we should be finalizing it November 7th, and then we'll go from there. An item will come to the board to see if anybody bid on that house, and Dr. Mineta will be presenting that, once it closes. So that is my report. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Angel. Chair recognizes Dr. Ramirez.
I just want to add to that on the veterans facility, that is not being paid for with deferred maintenance. That is being paid for with a grant that we received from Congressman Henry Cuellar for $1.4 million, and that's how we're fixing that facility. So I just want to be clear that that's not coming out of deferred maintenance.
My fault.
The demolitions are, but not that building.
Another pizza for us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr.
We must keep
Ramirez.
in mind, if I may, Madam Chair,
Chair,
we must
that's
keep in
Mr.
mind
Ramirez.
that these buildings are pretty old.
Yes.
All right, so it's about time that we have no other choice but to actually replace what over the years have come to what it is today. That obviously we have no other option but to go ahead and bring it up to date.
And remodel it.
That is correct. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez, and you are correct. Any other
No, ma'am.
discussion? Next item is 8C, Program Policy Committee Meeting Report. Ms. Jackie Levin Ramos.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you to all who attended yesterday's meeting. The program and policy report, under consent agenda, we will have several modifications to board policies. We hope you have had an opportunity to review those. They're coming up as we prepare for SAC's 5-year review. We also spoke of the strategic plan, which will be presented today in 10B. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but it's a really nice surprise. I really like that. So I'm not gonna explain too much about it, but it is about the mission, vision, and core values. In addition, we also have the board procedures manual and the Board Travel Procedures Manual. These two instruments will serve as a catalyst and guidance to our own policies, and both items serve as a guide to the various procedures for either board procedures and/or travel procedures. The preface for both manuals are on your desk, so you could just see them. We are adding them to the front of the manuals. Please familiarize yourself with the content of this information. And last but certainly not least, we've already talked about it, but once again, I'm very proud of the bachelor's degrees that are being considered today, and we appreciate all of the support, and we thank the board for considering these items and also the bachelor's degrees as well. And that's my report for the program and policy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Ramos. Next item is number 9, consent agenda.
Madam Chair.
Chair recognizes Mr. Rangel.
Yes, ma'am. I want to motion to approve the consent agenda, which is 9A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q.
Second.
So I have a motion for Mr. Rangel
I
to
second that.
approve the consent agenda 9A through 9Q. I have a second by Mrs. Vela, a second by Mrs. Ramos and Mr. Martinez. Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is number 10, discussion and possible action. First one is 10A, approval of 2024 Multi-Hazard Emergency Operations Plan, EOP, and Cybersecurity Annex. Dr. David Arias-Sola.
Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Ramirez, colleagues. I'm here today to talk to you about our emergency operations plan. So the emergency operations plan, it's a requirement that the Texas State School Safety Center has placed on every institution of higher education. And we all have to submit an emergency operations plan annually, and we've already submitted ours. So I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the components. Actually, before you do, I do want to ask my team to come up here and stand with me, and then I don't know if Chief is here too, but so the emergency operations plan was compiled really through a few years ago. We've been tweaking it here and there, but for the most part, we wrote it out a couple of years ago, and have been just adding to it ever since. Right? So what the state asked us to do is that they asked us to submit a basic plan, and they asked us to submit what's called an annex. Right? So usually the annex or an appendix goes into the detail with specific issues. So in 2022, we submitted our basic emergency operations plan with an active shooter annex, which documents what we would do in case of an active shooter or an active threat. In 2023, we submitted our basic emergency operations plan with a severe weather annex as well, which is again what we would do in case of severe weather here on campus. And this year, with the help of Mr. Chavez, we have prepared a cybersecurity annex as well. And that cybersecurity annex again, documents what we would do. This is something that's happening more and more frequently to institutions of cyber attack. So what that cybersecurity annex is, it's a plan for what we are going to do in the case that we're ever faced with that challenge. And the way those two plans sort of work together, the basic plan with the emergency operations plan. So the basic plan talks in generalities, what we do for preparedness in general, what we do in case of we need to respond, recovery, and mitigation. We also have to submit what's called a hazard analysis tool,
where we list things that could potentially hurt the institution, and we have to rank them between what we think would be most harmful to least harmful. And again, we do that as a group. I'll show you who participates here in a little bit. We also include in that basic plan any partnerships we have with local law enforcement, with the fire department, with medical services, the Red Cross, so on and so forth. We have been conducting drills and training exercises. Campus Police does training exercises with almost every other law enforcement in the city. And then we've been doing some internally as well. On the cybersecurity part, the components of the plan, again, it's actually quite an extensive document. So this is kind of oversimplifying where we submit, but I just kind of remind the board that in these plans, it is never a good idea to share them. In public, certainly, if we want to come and take a look at them, we will, but we don't want to put this anywhere on our website or anywhere in the public where the bad guys can see what our plan our plan. So the components of the cybersecurity annex also include a lot of risk assessment, just kind of trying to determine where the vulnerabilities are, where we're weak, and how we can address that. We have a detailed plan for incident response in case that we do have a cyber attack, where we're ready with what to do, and also mitigating some of these factors by protecting our data with by various methods. So, as I mentioned, we're on an annual cycle with this emergency operations plan, and we received the notice that it was time to submit on September 23rd, and on October 23rd, we submitted the plan. And what happens from now is once we submit the plan, we'll hear back from the Texas School Safety Center, and they'll say, you might need to tweak these things here and there. I'll tell you, the first time we submitted, we did get a list of things that we needed to fix. The second time we submitted in 23, we never heard back from them, which means we were good at it. And that's what we're expecting for this one too, that we'll be able to go through without any questions or any comments. So this is the team, as I said earlier, multi-safety and risk management here, Cassandra and Stephanie, they really centralize the collection of information and build the report. Mr. Chavez as well from Information Technologies, especially this year, has been key to putting together the cyber annex. So while we know some things about them, nothing as much as what he can put together with his expertise. And Campus Police as well. I know they're out there, but also a lot of insight into what we're doing in case of an emergency response, and a lot of working with other units to make sure that we're in a good position to help others and to ask for help if we need to. And everything that we do in collaboration. We have our safety committee members there who, some of them are newer than others. This is a committee that, about earlier this year, we really started getting going and really started getting serious about meeting and following through on some of the things that we're talking about. But they all reviewed the plans, or both plans, we're given an opportunity to provide feedback and tweak them and right before we submit. That might be it. So I know the agenda says approval. This actually all we need is a board to acknowledge there is a checkbox that we have to say we let the board know about that we submitted our plan, and then as we move forward, I will say that this team has been very active in not only putting things down on paper, but actually moving on some of these initiatives. A lot of trainings, whether they're attending or conducting, a lot of safety initiatives, a lot of security initiatives between safety and risk and Campus Police. We're really enhancing. In fact, one of our newest initiatives is our panic buttons that well, most of us are carrying. And still using Campus Shield. And so we're getting there as far as safety and security is concerned. Any questions? I don't know if you guys want to say anything.
Cassandra Salinas, Director of Safety and Risk. This plan has been reviewed and ultimately in the best interest of Laredo College and its community members and anybody on campus. Between my office and PD, our number one thing is safety for our LC community, and we are pushing that as hard as we can. I do see a difference in both our departments, and we're going to continue making that difference across Laredo College.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Dr. Ramirez.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I want to thank the team. They have been extremely active in all areas of emergency procedure and planning. There's a reason, there's a reason why you don't have the entire plan in front of you, obviously. You don't have to approve it. The idea is that there needs to be this acknowledgement because the approval actually comes from the Texas State Safety Organization at Texas State College, the university, as appointed by the governor to have oversight over all of these plans. And they work in conjunction with the emergency managers that are in College Station. And so, this is a statewide initiative. And so, I don't know how you all wish to proceed. It doesn't need approval, it needs acknowledgement, okay? So, and therefore, I know that we've already submitted all the documentation as required, and for this year, we're good. But this will come up every year. So we will have to continue to get this acknowledgement from you.
Madam Chair, motion to approve?
Second.
Motion to acknowledge.
Motion to acknowledge, I guess.
Yeah.
Before, I'm going to ask, Chair recognizes Mrs. Ramos.
Before the motion was read, I just wanted to ask legal to see if we could read it out to say approval of the submission of the 2024 Multi-Hazard Emergency Operations Plan and Cybersecurity Annex. I was just wanting to see if we could insert the word submission. Is that okay?
Rusty Muir for the record, attorney for the board. Yes, that would be fine. Okay, if the board approves the motion, you read it out with that change and the board approves that resolution, that would be acceptable.
Can I read it out? Approval of submission.
Oh, okay.
So Chair recognizes Mr. Delgado.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I motion for approval of the 2024 Multi-Hazard Emergency Operations Plan, EOP, and Cyber Security Annex.
Submission.
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 So I have a motion by Mr. Delgado, I have a second by Mr. Martinez. Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Next item is 10B, approval of the 2025-2030 Laredo College Strategic Plan. Dr. David Arezola. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Members of the board, David Arezola, Vice President of Compliance and Risk Management for the record. We are here to share our strategic plan for 2025 through 2030. So we have finished our previous strategic plan, which started in 2018, probably extended a little bit longer than we would like, but over the past year, we've been really working hard on getting input and working hard on as I like to say, we've been chiseling away at the mountains and the mountains of information and input that we've gathered. So I'm going to have the team introduce themselves. We're going to start the presentation and go ahead.
Good evening, Dr. Veronica Martinez, AVP for Planning and Institutional Effectiveness.
Good evening, Andrea Lopez, AVP of Compliance.
So before we move on, I'm honored to stand before you with my esteemed colleagues. We are representing the entire college community when we present this to you. To say it's been a labor of love is an understatement. But I wanted to point out first this slide. The past strategic plans have always said strategic plan and the years, Laredo College strategic. We decided to, it needed to be christened with a name. So the name is Palomino Promise, a continued legacy of excellence in student success. For our previous strategic plans, we always refer to the two pillars, student success and institutional excellence. That's what drives everything that we do. So here we're saying a continued legacy, because not only have we excelled in areas that affect our students and our community, but by the discussions we've had today, we continue excelling with academics, with student support and the like. So we decided to christen this strategic plan with the name Palomino Promise.
Very nice.
This has been a year-long process, as Dr. Arazola mentioned. We began the preparations in fall of 2023 with a dive into the data. So one of the first things that we have to do is analyze our last strategic plan and see what we met, what we didn't meet, what our goals are moving forward. And so that took about several months in fall of 2023. We moved into phase 2 in spring of 24, and that involved a lot of conversation, a lot of meetings, and a lot of dialogue with all our campus partners. Phase 3 occurred through the summer, where we, as he mentioned, mountains of data is an understatement. If you go into our office, we have piles and piles of feedback, recorded feedback as well. So our team diligently went through all of that material so that we could start forming the plan. And then phase 4, which is now, we have compiled strategies. We're moving forward to action items and then also measures, because we launched the plan, but that's only the beginning. We have to implement it, but we also have to assess and analyze it on an annual basis. So that'll be a work in progress, and it'll be a dynamic plan as we go forward. We have been fortunate to work with Dr. Debbie Gaitan. She, not only as a consultant, she has a lot of experience in her education, but also as a colleague. We've developed a very good working relationship with us. She feels that she tells us all the time that she's a part of the Laredo College family, and we agree with that. She currently serves as interim vice chancellor for student success at the Alamo College district. She has visited our campus multiple times, and she will be here in November when we launch the plan. She's very excited about that. But as you can see, she has a lot of years of experience in her education and in strategic planning. So our conversations and our work with her have been very fruitful. She has gotten to work with a lot of the contributors of our plan, and so she feels as excited about it as we do. And as you can see, this plan has evolved in multiple collaborations. As we mentioned, we started in November with not only meeting with our colleagues, but also working with Dr. Gaitan. but we've had multiple meetings with our academic affairs, which included faculty. We've met with our employees and in service. We had a presentation for all employees. We worked with students, and those have been very productive sessions as well. We worked with our non-exempt employees, our staff, and they felt very honored to contribute to the plan as well. And we felt it was very important to include all facets of the college. We also had a workshop with community partners, so we invited community leaders, not only higher education, but our school districts, our employers, our hospitals, and so forth. So we had about 90 community partners participate in that discussion. And then we continued with, funneling the information that we received from everybody into a more cohesive plan that will result in the actions and measures that we're going to be able to assess every year. So through even last month, we had October 10th, this month, we had our final workshop with our leadership team, and we have about close to 100 participants. So that is a very inclusive contribution from our college community. Mr. Ray Gonzalez, our SGA president, and his students were also very involved in it, and they will be part of the celebration when we launch the plan. When I said labor of love, it involved a lot of work, a lot of time and effort, but also a lot of discussion, because we wanted to make sure that the plan represents, what we love as Laredo College and moving forward. And so it's not only taking into account where we are today, but where we want to be in the 5 years of the plan. And our final rollout will include a celebration, not only a launch, but a celebration. So what you will see presented is a comprehensive, transparent institutional guide that will provide a road for us to follow in the next 5 years. I'll turn it over to Dr. Ariasola.
So this slide right here is probably the most important slide in this presentation, in my opinion, probably of the night, right? So a mission statement. So when you write a mission statement, it answers the question, why do we exist? Who are we? Who is Laredo College? Why does Laredo College exist? And here's what our new mission statement says. Laredo College, a Hispanic serving institution, is committed to transforming students' lives through high-quality, innovative, and affordable programs and services. By leveraging emerging technologies and fostering lifelong learning, Laredo College equips students with the knowledge and skills to positively impact local, regional, national, and global development. So in two statements there, that is why Laredo College is, that's what we are here to do. And that's who we are. We follow that with a vision statement. The vision statement is a statement of who we want to be, or who we want to be for our community, who we want to be for our students. Laredo College aspires to cultivate graduates who drive positive change and make meaningful contributions to communities and the world. So this is who, our mission statement is who we are, our vision statement is who we want to be. And the third component there are core values. We selected 5 core values as the values that most represent our Laredo College. Integrity, upholding honesty, accountability, and transparency in all actions and fosters trust within the college and community. Excellence, that's striving for high standards in not only in education, but also the services and all the learning experiences we hand down to our students. Innovation, we're about embracing change, about being forward thinking, about leveraging emerging technologies to help our students meet their future challenges. Service, that core value is about not only committing to our community, but also engaging in partnerships that help our students, help the institution, and help the entire community as well. And wellness, this is something that especially post-COVID, we're all facing, making sure that we prioritize the well-being of our students, our faculty, our staff, and making sure that we cultivate a holistic growth, resilience, and lifelong health. Again, our mission is who we are, our vision is who we want to be, our core values is what's in our heart, right? It's why we do what we do every day. Cool. And now we'll talk about some of the more specific goals of our plan.
Before I get into the specifics of each goal, I do want to take some time to explain how we structured these goals. And so each goal outlines our ambitions for the next 5 years and highlights our priorities and the impact that we aim to achieve. And each goal, you'll notice, has a Palomino promise, which ties back into the title of our strategic plan. And that promise is a will statement and a declaration of our commitment to action towards achieving this intended goal. And finally, I want to reiterate that these goals were carefully formulated, carefully crafted with the input from students, faculty, staff, and our community members. And so they're a true reflection of our shared aspirations for the college. And there were many iterations of the strategic plan. A lot of discussion and trying to wordsmith each goal to make sure that it sounded nice, but we didn't want to lose that true essence that was coming from the groups themselves. And so it was a challenge, but it was also a nice exercise in making sure that each goal was a true reflection of what we aspire the college to be. So for goal 1, this focuses on instruction and student achievement. Laredo College aims to deliver quality instructional programs that inspire, challenge, and empower students to reach academic and career objectives by applying innovative teaching methods, relevant curricula, and a supportive learning environment. Students are equipped with the knowledge, skills, and mindset needed for success in chosen fields and as active members of communities. And our Palomino promise is to cultivate a dynamic teaching and learning environment to ensure excellence in instruction with seamless pathways that connect educational experiences, career and transfer opportunities, and overall student success. So this goal focuses on providing students with exceptional instruction using engaging and supportive teaching methods to prepare our students for transfer and the workforce and beyond. For goal 2, this is focused on academic and student support. Laredo College aims to promote comprehensive support services and co-curricular experiences that enhance educational programs and empower students to reach fullest potential. The institution endeavors to produce graduates who are academically proficient, socially responsible, and prepared to make an impact in communities and beyond. Our Palomino promise is to institute support systems that adapt to emerging needs and trends to address the academic, professional, and personal needs of all students. So this goal focuses on enhancing and expanding existing academic and support services to aid students in their academic and personal development. Goal 3 is centered on a safe and caring environment. Laredo College aims to provide the resources and support necessary for the well-being of every member of the college community. By cultivating an environment that prioritizes wellness, safety, and care, the institution ensures that students and employees feel valued and empowered. Our Palomino promise is to integrate wellness, safety, and support into all aspects of the institution to foster a thriving and supportive environment where everyone can achieve their full potential. So this goal aims to establish a campus culture that emphasizes wellness, safety, and support for all community members of the college and their overall well-being. And finally, goal 4, communication and technology. Laredo College aims to revolutionize its approach to communication and technology to establish a digitally cohesive campus where state-of-the-art technology and communication methods are central to every interaction, facilitating collaboration, learning, and community engagement. This enhances academic excellence and operational efficiency, making Laredo College a beacon of digital innovation and education. Our Palomino promise is to foster innovative communication technologies and invest in advanced digital infrastructure and platforms to ensure the college community is adept at navigating the evolving digital era. So this goal is really focused on equipping Laredo College with the technological infrastructure to streamline our communication efforts, to streamline collaboration, learning, and community engagement. And then it also speaks to our desire to lead in the digital era. And with that, that brings a close to my presentation of the goals, but certainly not a closure to the process, as it is just beginning. And so this picture is not the entire group that was involved in the strategic planning process, but about 50 of us, maybe, give or take. And so this was a photo that was taken at our last meeting, where we were strategizing and planning and developing the actions that, with your approval, we will be able to start. Any questions?
Any questions?
I have a comment.
Oh. Chair recognizes Dr. Ramirez and then Ms. Vela. Or Ms. Vela first, and then Dr. Ramirez.
Oh, you know, I've worked on this so many.
Your mic, Mike.
Your mic. I'm sorry. I worked on this, you know, the whole time I worked here, and this is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Very good.
Dr. Ramirez?
Yeah, I want to again thank the team for their leadership. I know that Dr. Martinez and Andrea and Dr. David and the entire group, we were structured into 4 different areas, and everybody was then asked to bring in students and community members. And I really think we can all be very proud of and look forward to for the next iteration of this, but certainly until 2030, for the next 5 years, this is certainly something we can all adhere to, we can promise to, and we can work towards. And so we're real excited about this. I think all of us who have been watching the reviews and the reiterations, and even this morning, we were still making adaptations of this and adjustments. So thank you all for your leadership, and I'm excited. I think it's beautiful.
It's great. Wonderful.
Can I say something?
Yes. Ms. Vela?
I don't think people realize how hard it is to come up with 4 goals.
It's taken a year.
Usually, I mean, it's the hardest thing to do is to come up with, and this is amazing.
Impressive.
And everybody agrees.
Extremely, everybody agrees.
Chair recognizes Ms. Ramos.
So when I said there was a surprise, this was a surprise, right?
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
It's really, really good. And it shows how we're building up to what we just voted on a little while ago, right? Our mission, our vision is aligned. And so we're working towards the goals. I like the way you said the goals, you explained them, and they focus on everything that our mission is all about, right? So we are all strategically aligned, not because, we need to be for a certain thing, but also because this is our pathway, this is our guide. And so I didn't want to, I didn't want to spoil it, because I was so happy about this yesterday when I saw it. Of course, it did change a little bit, like Dr. Ramirez said, but it looks really nice.
Yeah, it does.
I like picture at the bottom, picture at the bottom, everything. We did suggest to have this valuable strategic plan visible for all to see. So we do hope that it's going to be one of those things as well, that it's a strategic plan. It's our guiding pathway to the future. And so for the next 5 years, this is going to be like our guide. So, Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2025-2030 Laredo College Strategic Plan.
So I have a motion by Mrs. Ramos, and I have a second by Mr. Rangel. Any discussion? Or Ms. Vela as well? Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
None heard, all in favor?
Great job, guys.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Great work.
Congratulations. Next item we have is 10E, approval for replacement of Maravilla Gym boilers. Mr. Richo Tijerina, Mr. Cesar Vela.
Madam Chair, motion to approve. This was discussed in the building meeting and in my report.
Okay, so I have a motion by Mr. Rangel. I have a second by Ms. Vela and Mr. Delgado.
No.
Ms. Liendo. Oh, Ms. Liendo, sorry. I just heard it on this side. Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 10F is approval for Lerma Peña Building roof restoration. Mr. Romero Pais, Mr. Cesar Vela.
Madam Chair, motion to approve again, discussed in building and in my report.
So I have a motion by Mr. Rangel. I have a second by Mrs. Ramos. Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So next item we have is information items. The first one is 11A, Student Success Report. Dr. Fred Solis, Ms. Jessica Trevino.
More good news?
Hopefully.
Yes.
Good evening, Madam Chair, President Ramirez, colleagues. Fred Solis, Vice President for Student Success and Enrollment, along with
Good evening, Jessica Trevino, Associate Vice President of Enrollment Management.
Okay. It gives me a great pleasure this evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board, to present to you the enrollment report. Every board meeting, we come to you to give you an update in terms of how enrollments are going. And given that we have so many smaller terms of the semester, it's important that you be updated continuously. But I do have to take time out to acknowledge that these reports would not be made available had it not been for the services and contributions made by the different offices, beginning with the Associate Vice President for Enrollment Management, Ms. Jessica Trevino, and the Director of Institutional Research and Planning, Ms. Maria Luisa Ramirez. As I begin my presentation, I do want to tell the board that this year, this particular fall semester, we broke a milestone, a major threshold, and that is for the very first time since 2009, we broke 11,000 student enrollment numbers. And the only reason we can go back to 2009 is because that's when we transitioned to the new information system that we have. And so data before then is in archives and other sorts of things. But nevertheless, our preliminary numbers and now, which will be eventually cleaned up and submitted to the state, is marked at 11,033. How significant is this? I can say this, that about almost 1,000 students are attending the second 8 weeks of the semester that were not with us when we started back in August. So about 1,000 students decided to come to LC around October time and actually started on October the 14th in our second 8-week term. So that's significant. That's 1,000 students that we didn't have back in August. Additionally, as you can see, although our enrollment is up to 8.5%, statewide, all institutions have only risen by 5.4%. So we're 3 percentage points above what the state averages for this fall semester. Very significant as well. Obviously, our non-traditional student enrollment, it continues to drive our enrollment, which is dual credit. We are up by 800 students at this time, and so that accounts for about 18.9%. Overall, dual credit accounts for 47.11 of our current enrollment, which is up by 3.8% from last year. And so again, trend continues to move forward, trend continues to be in dual enrollment, but this cannot be possible if it's not through an institutional effort. It begins with instruction setting up a schedule, recruiters selling that schedule, and then people buying that schedule and enrolling here at LC. For the continuing ed, again, we're still within quarter one. Quarter one will end at the end of November, but our enrollment as of October the 30th is 494 students. So we are a little bit behind pace from where we were last year. Last year was also a record number for continuing ed at 1,275. But we still have the whole cadre of courses that are scheduled for November that will ensue at the end of this week. And so currently there are about 16 courses that are on the schedule for November. And so that will drive the enrollment for the remainder of quarter number one. Additionally, the schedule has already been opened for quarter number two. And so we already have 4 students that have already enrolled for that section of the schedule, which is a little bit of a different course mix, but nevertheless, they're already enrolled here. Next, I'll then pass it on to Ms. Well, before I do, are there any questions?
Sure.
Okay. I'll pass it on now to Ms. Trevino.
Just 25 more slides to go. I'm joking. I do want to just share with you definitely a quick update regarding the fall 2024 commencement ceremony. We are already planning. We kicked off our pre-commencement events today with a graduation fair. We are looking forward to our ceremony on Monday, December 16th. 2024 at the same Auto Arena. We are looking at a morning ceremony, at a 10 o'clock morning ceremony with doors opening at 9 a.m. for our graduates and guests. The deadline to apply for graduation has been extended. Originally, it was this Friday, November 1st. We are extending it till next Friday, November 8th, so that we can allow more students to sign up for graduation this fall. I do want to make a correction because this number was as of yesterday, but with today's very successful event, we did get an additional 47 applications today, and we are at 410 graduates for the fall semester. So we still got 1 more week to go. We do anticipate that number getting close to the 500 student mark for our fall ceremony.
I have a question. Is this, us having it on Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning, does that help the parents and family members to come? Since people have to work?
That is definitely something that we can look into. The reason why we did have to reschedule to a Monday had to do with some meetings and administrative state meetings that we have to go to.
Coordinating board called a meeting on that Thursday and Friday for all of us, mandatory.
Which is the one that you're going to go to, right?
No.
No, we can't do it on Saturday.
As of right now, we did look into the arena's availability for what we would be able to schedule the time. This is the first time we're disclosing the time, so that is still something that is editable. Right now, all students know is the date and the location, so the time is still up for discussion.
Chair recognizes Mrs. Ramos.
I feel, because also like, it affects not only the parents that need to go, but also the attendance for the different schools. Not the students that are going to be out. We're talking about family members that need to be out. It's a Friday,
That's Monday.
it's Monday, I'm sorry, it's a Monday, but also the students being out at the beginning. It's kind of difficult for the high schools. That is the beginning of review week and finals. So just, I'm letting you all know, that's something to consider, because then the students have to make up all of the work, but I just don't see it 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm just like, because I can't go. I mean,
Maybe in the evening, like after work,
Like at 6.
like at 6.
The traffic on Loop 20 at 6 o'clock is unbearable.
is good.
That is part of the considerations. The time and dates are also considering traffic patterns and everything.
Yeah, Saturday, I mean.
But if you travel the loop, pretty much the loop has now become a traffic congestion, whatever.
At any time.
At any time, so.
This is definitely up for consideration. All of our calendars do say graduation with a tentative date on it, because we do understand that these considerations need to be taken into account.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr. Rangel.
Just a real quick question, thank you, Madam. Or pizza. Just a real quick question, I don't know if we've ever, or if we even want to go that route into doing a poll with our students, to being, well, especially the ones that are graduating. I mean, I don't know if we want to go that route, but I don't know if it would be something beneficial for them, maybe not for this one, but I'm talking about maybe future, once we start, I guess, once they submit their I guess their paperwork on graduation, maybe, consider them, especially because a lot of them probably have, families that are coming either from, Laredo, or even from maybe out of town, and maybe that could be something that, they could have a little bit of a say-so. Maybe if we could maybe look into that in the future.
Not a problem. We actually still have time and opportunity to run a poll for this fall.
Or if you have it for, if you can.
We have half of the students, out of all of the applications, there's about 190 who have been audited already and cleared for graduation. We're still working on the rest, but we do have time to communicate.
And just food for thought on that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes. Any other suggestions?
Great job.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, good. Next item is 11B, Laredo College Golf Classic Recap. Dr. Diana Ortiz and Ms. Diana Espinosa.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Board, Diana Ortiz for the record, along with Diana Espinosa, psychology professor for the record. We're just gonna make this the last 5 minutes before, I know it's already late, but I do want to share with you just some highlights regarding the golf tournament. Know that this golf tournament is one of several institutional events that we have that are fundraising events, along with so many other events. This took place a month ago, and it seems like it took place, 6 months ago. But certainly know that we host these events and have these events to support the mission of the college, and we just want to show you a quick video and let you know that this event started in planning in February of this past year. We had a core group of about 13 employees throughout the college that were working nonstop from February up till the event. And then we had an additional 20 volunteers that participated that helped make this successful. So we will let you know that our first golf tournament netted $16,000. And this year, as a result of many of the efforts from Ms. Diana Espinosa and the development team, we did have several sponsorships, 111 golfers that netted that raised $52,000 for the golf tournament, netting $44,000 for Laredo College. With that said, let me just show you a little recap video. It's 2 minutes long. There are some cameos.
Welcome to the second annual Laredo College Grad Classic. Thank you so much for your generosity. We have the Board of Trustees and our co-president, Dr. Benita Ramirez. Thank you for supporting the mission of Laredo College, and thank you for your blessing for education. Checking out our tickets. MCC. Very good. Congratulations.
So mark your calendars for November 1st, 2025, and know that we received 55 internal donations that help support a lot of the raffle prizes that we had at the event. And I think netting $44,000 for an institutional event for the mission of the college is a great job and a true testament to a lot of the work that Ms. Diana Espinosa did, along with the development team, Renan and the girls, working behind the scenes on getting these sponsorships. Thank you, Ms. Espinosa. Thank you. I guess there's not much more to say after all this, right? It was a great success. We had a 5-star review after the golf tournament. Dr. Ramirez was there and a lot of the board members were there listening to the reviews from our pros there at the golf course. And they said that they were able to sleep the night before. Normally they don't sleep before a tournament because there's so many things that go into planning a tournament, right? And they said they didn't have to worry about us. I mean, it was picture perfect, if I may say, right? So that's one thing. And then I think the other thing I wanted to mention is, people have asked, why Diana? Why is Diana involved in a golf tournament and helping the development office with Dr. Ortiz? Well, one, Dr. Ramirez asked me, that was one. Number two, she knows that I'm a golfer. I started golfing many years ago and actually took lessons with David Arizola. And that was many years ago, but we couldn't even hit the ball. But now we can. I don't get to golf as much as I would like because my whole family golfs, as JB probably knows and everybody else. And so I give them the opportunity. But that's the reason I'm involved in this. And I want to say one more thing. It allowed us to, maybe it's being done already, but from my end, in terms of working the sponsorship committee along with all the other members, it gave me an opportunity to talk to many businesses, large businesses, medium, average finance businesses, and even the mom and pop businesses, and actually talk to them on the phone or maybe meeting with them and giving them our ideas of what we do here at Laredo College, and if they would get a sponsorship, what we were going to do for them. And as you can see, our digital marquees, both of them are going with Elsie thanking our sponsors, and we have given them that digital signage as a promotion to get all these sponsorships, and it really, really worked. So that helped us a lot to bring in all the sponsors. And I think that's pretty much it. So on your calendars, we already have the contract ready to go at the golf course for November 1st. So God willing, everybody will be there. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
Still want my shirt.
It's all right, no. Christmas is coming. Calm down, ladies. Christmas is coming, calm down.
Next item is 11C, Foreign Trade Zone Designation Request. Dr. Mirita Ramirez.
Sorry, sir. I know these are bad words, but I'm sorry, we got another foreign trade zone request from Integralis Solutions, and the company has requested a designation, 476,000 square feet of City of Laredo Foreign Trade Zone number 94. The letter has already been submitted with our signature of approval, and so I'm to inform you that the letter has gone to Ms. Elizabeth Whiteman, Executive Secretary with the U.S. Department of Commerce in Washington, D.C. So that already took place.
Yay.
Thank you, Dr. Ramirez. Next item is 11D, Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges, SACSCOC, fifth year interim review process. Dr. David Arrezola.
Members of the board, David Arrezola, Vice President for Compliance and Risk Management. I'm up here with Mr. Vero's not here, so he let the rest of us talk today. So what are big undertakings that our division and our institution is going through is the fifth year report, right? We're updating the board every time there's a major milestone. And this month, we received our official letter from Dr. Whelan at SACSCOC notifying us that it was time to start working on the fifth year. So we are right on track with everything that we said we were going to do. We might have put some things on the back burner a little bit while we're working on the strategic plan, but even working on the strategic plan is still part of getting ready for the fifth year. And so, like I said earlier this month, we received a notification letter. Every team is or should be working on submitting the drafts. Remember that we've actually started really earlier this year working on trying to get our responses for the fifth year ready. We have a meeting coming up in December, the SACSCOC annual meeting that is going to be close by in Austin. And I know that some of the board and a lot of, we're taking a large contingency. It's very rare that we get that meeting this close to Laredo. So we'll be, because we're going to be able to save on flights and things like that, even some hotels, we'll be able to take a larger group of people. So we're looking forward to spending some time in December in Austin and learning about accreditation. Over the spring, we'll continue to collect supporting documents, continue to refine our narratives, and on September 8th, 2025, we will be submitting the fifth year interim report for review. Now, after that, actually, there's a date missing there, but in November, Once the SACS receives it, in November, they hand it off to the committee, and in December, the committee makes a recommendation to the SACS OC board, and that's when we find out. So there'll be a good year of a lot of accreditation activity. So yeah, just I won't go through my usual presentation of going through each of the standards, but just in a nutshell, the fifth year report, the whole purpose of that is we're trying to demonstrate continued compliance. Remind everybody here as well that we've done well with accreditation. The idea now is just to continue that good track record of showing compliance. Also, doing well on the fifth year report and meeting all the compliance standards that helps us with federal funding. So we need to be reaffirmed, we need to pass a fifth year interim report in order to continue to receive federal funds. And obviously, as a lot of the things actually we've seen today, reinforces our commitment to quality education and accountability. You look at every agenda item today, almost from top to bottom, that's what we've done today. The interim report actually consists of about 4 to 5 components. The first component is signatures attesting to integrity, very basic signature page. The first real item that we have to submit there is the institutional summary form. It's just a collection of things that we have, whether it's campuses, offsite locations, programs, enrollment data, lists of resources, any recent changes that we've done, and then probably the bulk of it is on the compliance certification. 22 standards. So the fifth year report is not really we don't like to call it a mini reaffirmation, but because there's only 22 standards, but each one of those standards requires actually a full response. Nothing really mini about the responses. So between all the responses, we cover institutional mission, academic programs, financial and physical resources, and student support and success metrics. Another big part of the fifth year report is a quality impact report, a quality enhancement plan impact report, which I'll let my colleague, Dr. Martinez.
Good evening again, Dr. Veronica Martinez. One of the main components of the fifth year reaffirmation is our QEP. So as you recall, our QEP was approved in 2020. It is entitled Digital Connections, Bridging Learning and Technology. So we've been working with all areas of the institution on not only implementing technology, digital learning, digital tools into our instruction, but also into our student support services. And so we are in the process of collecting data. We have 3 goals, and we have a committee for each goal who our office has been working with closely to collect data and also to provide an analysis of that data. So the fifth year impact report, we have to summarize 5 years of activity and data and impact in 10 pages. So we're not allowed a lot of space, but it has to be very cohesive, very clear, and very focused on how we have impacted our student learning with the practices that we have put in place. So we're very excited about our plan. We have a lot of good data coming in. And aside from reporting on it in September, it'll be integrated into our academics and our student support. So it won't be just a 5-year plan. We plan to keep it integrated into our instruction. And so currently what we're doing is we're conducting internal audits. We have a committee set up of the different departments and the different individuals that are assigned the standards that we have to respond to. So we're doing a self-assessment. We're also addressing any issues that may require activity or a policy that maybe we don't have in place. So we have to update. So all of that is going on currently. We are gathering institutional data. As Dr. Osola said, it's not considered a mini self-study, but it's all based on data and analysis, and the so what question. How are we using that data, and how is it making an impact on our student learning and our institutional success? So that's a big part of what we're doing right now. And then also a lot of the evidence that goes along with the responses, not only the narrative, but the response should include or must include evidence. So if we say that we are compliant in a certain standard, the evidence that we upload with the standard that's going to be what makes the case for the reviewers, whether it's not only what we write in our narrative, but what we show as far as that evidence. And so our timeline, it seems that we have a lot of time. So September 8th of 2025, but we don't. We're actually working very diligently on the information. One of the differences this time is that we will be able to upload an electronic document. In the past, we've had to submit paper copies and documents, but now they have approved an institutional portal, and so all of that is going to be uploaded. So that'll give us a little bit of opportunity to collect our data, put it into an electronic format, and then upload it. We have a review, as Dr. Araceli mentioned, in November of 2025. If they need any additional information, they will reach out to us. But the board will make a decision in December 2025. They usually advise Dr. Ramirez, and then we'll hear about their actions at the annual meeting. So we'll announce at the annual meeting. We are very diligent in addressing the responses because they are being more focused on the type of reports that are being sent in. And so we had a very successful 10-year reaffirmation, and we want to continue that into our 5th year. So we are working very diligently, and we will keep you updated on what is transpiring. Any questions?
Any questions?
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great job.
Keep up the great work. Next item we have is 11E, update on sale of 1620 Clark property. Mr. Cesar Vela. Dr. Ramirez.
Madam Chair, Mr. Vela is actually on an on-site for Saks, and so he's not here today, but we did want to give you all a report. The 1620 Clark property has been out on bids or for sealed proposals as required by state law for us. And we have been actually advertising it in the newspapers, on the state website, and on our website, the state website, and in the local newspaper every Sunday. We have one more Sunday to go. And so I just wanted to give you all an update. We're hoping to get some sort of closure. The last day that it will advertise will be October the 27th, which was on Sunday. And the closing date is November the 7th of 2024 at 3:15 p.m. So then after that, Mr. Vela and a couple of us will get together and open the bids, assuming that there are bids. And if not, then we'll have to make some decisions at the next board meeting about how we want to proceed.
They are sealed bids.
That is correct, sir. They have to be sealed and turned into Mr. Vela's office, or purchasing, I think. And it must be before November 7th, 2024. And we will not open any bids, any submissions until after the closing date, and it will be 3:15 p.m. is what it says on here. The deadline is 3:15, but we won't open them probably till a different day, and it will be Miguel, Mr. Vela, and myself to sit down and open the bids.
With a minimum bid of $100,000.
No, sir, the minimum bid was published at $500,000, which is the value of the property.
Thank you. Then I heard the wrong.
We're hoping, yes, so, I mean, people can bid whatever they want, you're right, they could bid anything they want. But our suggested minimum bid was 500,000 as just the land value, that doesn't include everything else that's there.
Yeah, as an observation, that particular property actually is half a block, okay? It's with Clark Boulevard fronting and then the block behind is actually that entire half block of that particular piece of property. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? And the next item is number 12, President's Remark and Reports. We have 12A, Campus Police Personnel and Travel Reports. 12B, President's Remarks, Dr. Minita Ramirez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So police report is in your packets. You have that already available to you. And on a travel report, recently, Ms. Ramos, Mr. Rangel, and I traveled to the ACCT conference. We did, Ms. Ramos presented on a panel, and then she and I presented on a different agenda item, and Mr. Rangel joined us as well. And so we did, I think we did an awesome job. I mean, what are we going to say, right? But actually, it was the after effects of the presentation and the conversations that ensued after that. And so I think we were, it was a great conference. It revolved around AI mostly, on-board policies, on-board procedures, and the encouragement for boards to have policy manuals and procedures manuals in place to make sure that people were adhering to their roles and responsibilities. And so I think I had never been to that conference. It was a very good conference. I encourage all of you to attend it next year if you have the opportunity. We were in Seattle, Washington. There's a lot going on, as you can see on campus. You have a listing of upcoming events. And so we're really proud of everything that's going on. Everyone is working at full throttle here. People don't sleep. There are text messages and emails that fly around midnight and 2 a.m, and people are up trying to finish projects and do things that really emphasize the role and the mission that we value so much in our communities. And so we want to thank all of you for your continued support. We know that, and encourage our employees to vote. Election day is right around the corner, and so we encourage all of them to vote. I do want to make special point to a couple of upcoming events. November 7th, which is Thursday of next week, we're going to honor Dr. Gorecki, who is one of our music instructors or professors. In his recent visit to Poland, and we thought it would be fitting for us to really take advantage of the opportunity and showcase his work and the work that they're doing in our music department. So I hope that you will be available and will be here with us on that day. And then our November 11th observance of Veterans Day. As always, where we sit, commissioned as a fort for the Army of the United States, we don't ever want to negate and forget that our original mission was to educate the returning soldiers from war. And as we do that today, I think we must continue to honor and thank our veterans of all the wars. And so I know that through the enrollment division and our veterans office, we're putting on together this particular event. So I hope that you will join us. And then we have all of the upcoming end of the semester events, our pinnings, our graduations. And so we hope that your schedule will allow for you to join us in all of that. And lastly, I do want to say that this upcoming year will be a busy one for all of us. As you can see, with Mr. Vela being out today, many of us are being asked to participate on SACs, on-site visits in other states. And we're encouraging, I've encouraged the team to do that. I think it's important we learn from it. And certainly as we're heading into that process, it's important for all of us to be a part of that. I was recently asked to be on a site visit team next fall, and I had to decline. And I'm telling you because the reason for my declining is because I was recently selected to be an Aspen Fellow. And you may have read that. But with that comes a great deal of work. And so, but during that same time that I was being asked to be part of an on-site team is one of the times that I'm being asked to be at an Aspen class. And so I'll keep you informed. There are only 2 off-site or travel opportunities that I have to be gone for Aspen. The rest of the classes are, and lectures are on Zoom, online. And so, so in between everything else that's going on with the many things that we have coming up next year, I'll be studying. So it'll be fun, it'll be exciting, and I'm really excited to be part of this Aspen recognition, and I want to thank all of you for the opportunity to be part of that, because I know you all give me permission to apply, and then obviously the selection and being a state representative for the entire state of Texas is really an honor. So thank you all very much.
Madam Chair.
Chair recognizes Mr. Rangel.
Yes, thank you. I want to steal 1 or 2 minutes from Dr. Munita's remarks. I know this is not common, but I just want to go on the record and mention that there's been a couple of comments, either by phone calls, either by social media or something like that, that is a bit disturbing for myself. I don't know, for other colleagues as well. Just for the record, we do not get paid to be here. You know, this is something that we volunteer, and we know when we sign that paperwork on wanting to serve on this board. We don't get any type of allowances. You know, we might get a hot meal once in a while, no offense.
Pizza.
A pizza. But I just want to go on the record for that. I know that there's been a couple of comments, which I don't think that is correct. We do not steal money. We don't do none of that. And I just want to make sure that I know that it's been targeted, especially for the board members that are, I guess, up for re-election, which is myself included. And I've never seen Ms. Cepeda, Mr. Delgado, myself, grab $1 from Laredo College to take it home or do anything wrong. So I just feel that that's wrong. And I just don't like, I guess, those types of rumors, because I think what we're doing is so positive that it's just uncalled for, if you ask me. So just from the record, we are not getting paid to sit up here. So I just wanted to mention that. The other thing, and I'm so proud of both Mr. Delgado and Ms. Cepeda for not engaging into those types of comments, because it's not correct, you know, especially for us that we sit up here. The other thing I did want to mention is, like Dr. Munita mentioned, we went to that conference. I am so proud of Dr. Ramirez and Jackie and Ms. Ramos on their presentations. They did so well. And I guess going back to these types of comments of, I guess what we're doing is wrong, or that we're up here trying to do something wrong. The comments that were from other institutions, let it be trustees, let it be board members, let it be presidents, or even staff from other colleges, asking so many questions. How are you guys doing this? How are you guys doing it? They were so impressed on a lot of different things that we're doing as a college. We just approved 2 more, 4-year degrees. I mean, it's just so positive, and the people out there, and you're not just looking at Laredo or Texas, you're talking about nationwide as colleges, and they're questioning on how we are doing things, and that just tells you where we're going and what we're trying to do for our community. So I guess it goes for what the comments are being made, and then you go out there and you kind of like present your college, and people that don't even know who you are questioning. It's just beautiful, honestly. So I just want to commend the board of what we're doing, and especially staff. Last comment, on my way back on the flight, it was a 4-hour flight almost. I met Dr. Cassandra Rincones. She is the VP for Academic Success at San Antonio. We were both in hoodies and everything, so I don't know how we came to start talking, and I honestly felt like the provost for the college. But no offense, Doc, I'm nowhere near you. But she just started asking me how it's, because she found out that we're doing the 8-week course. She asked me how we're doing, so I tried my very best to do a provost kind of a pitch. So she was just, and I'm nowhere near. But she was so impressed that she even gave me her card, and she wants to come to Laredo College, meet with Dr. Minita and Dr. Maricela, so she can present to her, because of course I'm thinking we went through it as well. It's a whole changing of a new dynamic for staff. So, of course, she's getting a huge pushback from her staff that it cannot be compressed into 8 weeks. And she asked me, how are you getting it done? And I said, well, come to Laredo. I'll be more than happy to set up a meeting with Dr. Ramirez and Dr. Tijerina, so they could kind of guide you. And because she said the other one that we visited was Odessa. I said, well, don't worry, Laredo is 2 hours away. We have a lot of staff that we could probably relate to, because it's, San Antonio and Laredo, we're somewhat similar. So I told her, come down, and she said, if I go down, I'm going to go down, but then I'm going to set up a meeting to take all my staff so they can come down and talk to your staff. And I said, I'm going to be more than happy to set up a meeting. So again, hence, we're doing everything possible to showcase.
You invite
Yes, and to showcase our college, and to be hearing these types of comments is just very uncalled for, and no, yes, disheartening, of course. And so I just wanted, I'm sorry I stole 5 minutes of you, Dr. Ramirez, but I just wanted to mention that. So, but yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rangel.
Another observation that you ought to.
Chair calls Mr. Martinez.
In that short period of time, that the thing is, this institution now offers 4 degrees, of which we are incredibly proud, and thanks to all of you that have done such an exceptional job. This is something that we are indeed proud and are indeed honored, and we are a role model. That's the way I'd like to see it with other institutions. Thank you for bringing it up, Mr. Rangel.
Thank you, sir.
Chair calls Mrs. Ramos and then Mrs. Vela.
Really short and sweet. I want to thank you for those comments. And I want to say that when they speak about one of us, they speak about all of us.
That's correct.
Yes.
And I stand with my colleagues. And I defend with my honor, with the words that I speak. I stand with everyone, because when they speak about one of us, they speak about all of us collectively. We are a team.
Yes.
And this team is in full force in making things happen because of our administrative staff and our faculty and everything. So I stand with Mr. Rangel and the rest of the board, and I too will not tolerate that type of comments or any insinuations, because I'm proud to be a Laredo College board member.
Diane?
Thank you.
Mrs. Vela?
No, I just, 10 years.
Your microphone, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it on? 10 years ago, we never dreamed of having a 4-year degree.
That's right. Very true.
I mean, we didn't. It was the furthest thing from our mind.
So I may close by saying thank you to all of you for your unwavering commitment to Laredo College, to the students, the faculty, and the staff, because your visions truly come through every time we get together, and your commitment, your steadfast, your love for what Laredo Junior College used to be, who Laredo Community College was, and who Laredo College is now, and what we're going to continue to become. It is the leadership on this board that provides us with the tools, the budget, the support, and the animal, really, to keep fighting, to keep pushing, to give the students in our community the education they deserve. Laredo has truly become a wonderful place to live and to learn because of visionaries like all of you. So thank you for giving us the wings to do the work that we love to do, for standing by us, because we love this school too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone. And on another note, we have the upcoming events. The veterans, it's very special to me because my father was one of the veterans that came back from World War II and came to Laredo College and get trained. So it's special for me. But Thursday, November 7th, 2024 at 6 p.m., reception for Dr. Mikola Gorecki at the private David B. Barkley Cantu Memorial Chapel. Monday, November 11th at 10 a.m. at the Veterans Day Observance at the private David Barkley Cantu Memorial Chapel. November 25th through the 29th is a Thanksgiving holiday for all our employees. We get to work, right? Wednesday, December 11th at 10 a.m., Laredo College. EMS pinning ceremony at Laredo College South, College of Health Sciences. Monday, December 16th, time to be determined, Laredo College graduation at the Sames Auto Arena. Tuesday, December 17th, 10 a.m., Laredo College Regional Law Enforcement Academy, B24 graduation. December 19th through January the 3rd, Laredo College winter break. Our next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, December the 5th at 6 p.m., and that's our regular monthly Board of Trustees meeting. Any questions? Motion to adjourn. I have a motion by Mr. Rangel, I have a second by Mrs. Ramos. Any discussion? None heard, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thanks for your email. Appreciate it. Yes. Let me know.